2, Chicago Stadium. We're looking into Jack Dempsey's corner just before he meets King Levinsky in a scheduled 4-round exhibition bout. This is Gene Ward. Levinsky, a former Chicago fish peddler, will match his youth, speed, and firepower against Dempsey's overall ring cunning and two-fisted dynamite. The 37-year-old former champion is making a comeback to prove he still can take on the best of them. Here's Jack on his return from a European barnstorming session. Dempsey, also known as the Manasseh Mauler, commands attention wherever he goes. He ruled the heavyweight division for 7 years and emerged as the most glamorous figure in the history of modern boxing. Dempsey became the first fighter to draw a $1 million gate when he met Georges Carpentier in Jersey City, July 2nd, 1921. Later, in his second bout with Gene Tunney at Chicago, the gate receipts passed $2.5 million, the largest gate in fistic history. Following his loss of the crown to Gene Tunney in 1926, Dempsey was still a highly popular figure. He made guest appearances all over the world, sometimes as a referee, other times as a contestant. Groundbreaking honors go to Dempsey. And here's Jack leaving the office of former President Calvin Coolidge. Dempsey was at ease with men in high government positions as well as with a man on the street. Plenty of road work kept him in excellent condition. Using the heavy bag for punch and power. Accompanied by a host of personal friends and well-wishers. In a moment, round 1 of a scheduled 4-round exhibition match between Jack Dempsey and King Levinsky. Jack waits in his corner before it's being called to mid-ring. Referee Eddie Purdy issues final instructions. And now, round 1. Dempsey, with a white stripe on his trunks, tries to get loose so he can fire those famous hooks. But Levinsky ties him up. The Kingfish is taking no chances. This is Dempsey's first start against a well-rated heavyweight since he lost the 14-count decision to Gene Tunney in Soldiers Field nearly 4.5 years before. Watch Levinsky miss a hard right. The Kingfish throws him from all angles, even when off balance. He's known as a solid hitter. Dempsey fought 134 times, winning 119, losing 5. He KO'd 94 men, had 5 draws, and 4 no decisions. Jack had been knocked out once when fireman Jim Flynn stopped him in 1 round at Salt Lake City in 1917. Going into this match, Levinsky had 60 fights, winning 43, losing 12 with 4 draws. He KO'd 23 men. The end of round 1, and we switch to slow motion for a closer look at the action. Here's Levinsky about to land a left, followed by a glancing right to the head. At the peak of his career, Dempsey could strike with cobra-like swiftness. But tonight, Levinsky has the speed. The 22-year-old Kingfish is 15 years younger than Dempsey. Trying to recapture his old power and punch. But in the remaining 3 rounds, you'll see what can happen when old Father Time catches up with a fighter. Levinsky rests in his corner. Slowly, allowing Levinsky to set the pace. In a moment, round 2. Is trying to work inside. And Levinsky is determined to smother the ex-champion's punches. So far, the Kingfish has landed the heavier leather. scheduled for 4 rounds, this exhibition bout won't receive an official verdict. But Dempsey could speed up his comeback by making a good showing. Dempsey goes into his famous bob and weave as Levinsky turns on the speed. Jack still has the old courage, the same killer instinct. But will it be enough tonight? Look at Jack move in. He doesn't know the meaning of retreat. But his blows are ineffective against the maneuvers of Levinsky. Dempsey weighs 190 pounds to Levinsky's 196.5. A hard right by Levinsky. Keep watching as he tries another, but misses. You've just seen an example of the Kingfisher's roundhouse walloping. Dempsey's pressuring more and more as he tries to open up his youthful opponent for a clean shot to the jaw. But Levinsky is coming on stronger as the fight progresses. Watch Dempsey land a left and a right to the head. He switches to a body attack. But once again, Levinsky smothers him at close quarters. Eddie Purdy pries him apart, and Jack returns to the attack, bobbing and weaving. Levinsky is shooting from all angles. The Kingfish appears very confident. Now, as we come to the close of round 2, let's review the highlights of the action. Dempsey on the left works on Levinsky's midsection. Keep your eye on Kingfish, for he's about to pull back and land a looping right to the head. Notice that Dempsey fails to counterpunch, although Levinsky is wide open. Jack still has his old style, but his reflexes are much slower. 6 or 7 years earlier, Dempsey would have capitalized on such a chance. Those were some of the highlights in round 2. Coming up in a moment, round 3. The beginning of round 3 finds both men at close quarters. Dempsey's trying to uncork a solid punch to the jaw. But the Kingfish keeps pitching, giving Jack little opportunity to launch an attack. Levinsky lands a counter right to the jaw. Dempsey bores in again, but he's taking some solid blows from his faster, younger opponent. Dempsey trying to land his deadly left hook, and Levinsky keeps up a steady barrage of punches. In the case of the Kingfish, a good offense is the best defense. 2 hard rights by Levinsky. The Kingfish seems to be gaining momentum as the bout goes along, while Dempsey is firing from the pace. A good combination by Levinsky. Combinations are punches in quick sequence. Dempsey, working in close, takes another barrage from Levinsky. So far, this has been Kingfish's best round. He's moving well. Because of Dempsey's great popularity, a record-smashing crowd of over 23,000 fight fans have packed Chicago stadiums to see this exhibition. Those who remember the Manasseh Mauler in his prime are still hoping for that one punch which can turn the tide. We go to slow motion now and review the action in round 3. With his back to us, Dempsey begins pressuring Levinsky. You'll see him land a left hook to the jaw, followed by a right cross to the side of the head. But Levinsky shows no signs of being hurt. These are the best punches with which Dempsey has tagged the Kingfish. But the old pull, followed by a right cross to the side of the head. But Levinsky shows no signs of being hurt. These are the best punches with which Dempsey has tagged the Kingfish. But the old pulverizing power just isn't there. Since there will be no official decision in this exhibition bout, a poll of sports writers will determine the winner. Those were the highlights of round 3. Coming up, round 4 in just 60 seconds. Both men go to short range. Dempsey begins the final round knowing he must land that one big punch if he's to win this crucial bout of his comeback campaign. But the Kingfish is a tough cookie. He misses plenty, but moves well and counters sharply. Levinsky stays in close, giving Dempsey little room to punch. For Dempsey, in the twilight of a sensational boxing career, it must be said that he hasn't lost the will to win. Jack knows he's about to come out on the short end of this fight, but he still gives it all he has. Watch Dempsey fire a terrific right. It missed. That was Jack's best effort. And if he had landed it, there might have been a different ending to this fight. Now the Kingfish opens up again. He knows the fight is nearly over, and he's making a strong finish. Levinsky certainly is proving adept at smothering the lighter Dempsey's offensive. As the fight ends, you can see in slow motion how hard Dempsey tried to pull it out. But he knew in his heart he had lost. So did the crowd. Thus, use was served as Kingfish Levinsky. 15 years Dempsey's Jr. won the newspaper verdict in this action-packed 4-round exhibition February 18th, 1932